victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastising rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. We have come over the way that with tears have been watered. We have come treading the path of the blood with the slaughtered, out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. This is our last one, y'all. Let's make it work, okay? God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on our way, thou who hast by thine might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Rest our feet straight from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee, shadowed beneath thy hand. May we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Hang on to the world as it spins around. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight and you will last. Keep
I've been playing that song for my young daughter. And quick story about the past and the present. We were riding along listening to Stevie Wonder. Songs in the key of life, one or two songs that she happens to like, but others she wasn't quite accustomed to. And it was 10 minutes in, about she started to say, I I want to listen to my songs. And I said, no, I'm going to listen to these songs. And it wasn't 10 minutes before Stevie had taken over her soul. And for the last 2 days, she has clamored for Stevie. And so I say that to say that we have to hold on to the past. We cannot allow it to dissipate, to lose it. And the best way to hold on to the past is to celebrate it, to honor it, to give reverence. And so we stand here today, and I want to express our gratitude to Kay for giving her best when she wasn't at her best. And I was thoughtful about my remarks as I came up, because we are on what I refer to as sacred ground. And it's sacred not because it was anointed or because it was better than other ground, but it's sacred because of what took place here, despite the obstacles and the odds. You see, out of these hallowed grounds rose men and women who dared not to give up, who refused to quit, who lived in a time when separate but equal was not only the norm, but it was the law. And despite all of that, somehow that which was inculcated in them from the neighborhoods that surround this community found its way to the top and refused to be suppressed. So we are truly on sacred ground, more than simply sacred for sacred's sake. Sacred because out of all of that, they found a way to thrive, to overcome. We're grateful for our trailblazers, for our heroes, for our scholars who thought it was not robbery to give their best in obscure circumstances. And I am thankful for living in a city, though this wasn't my part of town. I was on the west part of town while my relatives were on the south part of this town down on Marion Street. So I oftentimes would ride along and be so grateful for the opportunities that we had to come and to utilize the pool, which we didn't have. But I came from the west side, and we would come over to this side, and competition was always a little stiff over here, right? A little rough. And when you came to the neighborhood that wasn't your neighborhood, you got pushed around a little bit. You had to prove who you were or what your worth was. But that was all fair because it prepared you for your future, prepared you to be a better competitor, and prepared you for the road trips that wouldn't simply ultimately be Seabreeze or Spruce Creek, or they would ultimately be Gainesville and Orlando and Jones and wherever else we had to go. We could all make Daytona Beach proud no matter which part of the city we came from, just like the students from Atlantic High School recently did. We remember that we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. Heritage, ladies and gentlemen, is not a museum. It's a compass. It shows where we've been and points to where we must go. And we know that we live in a time where heritage and history are being suppressed, being repressed, being rewritten. But despite all of that, we've been taught the heritage, we've been taught the history. And because we know that, we must not only pass it on, we must honor that heritage and honor that history by the way that we live and the way that we serve, the way that we compete. The way that we compete, not simply on the court or on the field or on the track, but in the boardroom, in the voting booth, In all aspects of life, we must compete. So on this sacred ground, we remember every step that has been taken, every step that turns into a memory, every championship, every game, every opportunity to compete. And so, Daytona Beach, I am eternally grateful for living in a city all of my life that despite obstacles, despite odds, having a matriarch like Mary McLeod Bethune, being a city that was a gateway for Jackie Robinson, being a city that was a gateway for all of these phenomenal athletes, coaches, and competitors. But I am more than grateful for being a part of this city, simply because we had that. I'm grateful because we have sense enough to come together and to do this. So thank you. Let's enjoy the celebration. And more than simply enjoying it, let's live out our dreams and let's pass the dreams on to the next generation, and let's prepare them to do what these outstanding men and women of greatness have done. God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the pleasure now introducing my boss, the CEO of Daytona Beach. Well, he likes to call the Housing Daytona Beach, but we all know it as the Housing Authority of the City of Daytona Beach. So we welcome Mr. Woodyard, Charles Woodyard. Thank you.
Good morning, Daytona Beach, and good morning, Midtown. Now, my remarks will be brief, but I am going to try my best to take you on a journey. The beginning of that journey is going to attempt to get out of the way some of the details, some of the technical stuff that led us to this point. And then I'm going to end up talking about the heart of this community, what this community means to everyone here. Now, what you're witnessing today is called an early action item. It's a federal government term, HUD, because this event was funded by a grant, a Choice Neighborhood grant. But this is really not about the grant. This is about a partnership. Now, I'm going to introduce Housing Daytona Beach's board members. Our board chair, Tim Brown Carford, is here. Would our other board members please stand up? Please give them a big hand. We also have city commissioners here. Would you please stand? Please give them. Commissioner Reed. Are there any county council members here, county officials? Now, I introduced them because it started as a partnership, I'd say about 3 years ago, when I came to city staff and talked about this grant. And they said, sure, let's do it. We'll be in partnership with you. Not only did they commit to that partnership in spirit, but they contributed a large amount of money. They matched our financial contribution to make this event happen. Now, that's kind of the technical part of it. Now I want to get into the heart of it and the spirit of it. I've traveled across this country. I've been out of the country. I've been to a lot of neighborhoods. Every neighborhood has a characteristic, something you can point to and say, this is what this neighborhood is about. Sometimes it's the architecture of the neighborhood. Sometimes there's a specific event that determined that neighborhood. Now, the mayor took away some of my fire. That's all right. Because if something is true, it's going to be repeated. So, with that said, what do you think the character of Midtown is? Its heritage. The heritage born out of the struggle, the fight, the effort to secure dignity and human rights for all people. Now, this struggle is not just fighting, it's not just arguing, it's not just asking for human rights. This struggle is defined by excellence. The people sitting in these front rows demonstrate excellence. Now, you can talk about Daytona Beach being the home of NASCAR. You can go down International Speedway Boulevard and you get the sense. That's the character of this city. But when you're going down ISB and you get closer to the Midtown neighborhood, if you're paying attention, you know what you see? Banners. This time of year, you see banners. Because ISB bifurcates Midtown. It's the heart. It runs right through Midtown. And you see these banners that signify this excellence that I'm talking about. Now, what does this particular project mean to that excellence? Mayor, you said it well. This project creates hallowed ground. And some people are worried about, oh, people are going to be walking on top of faces. And no, that's not it. The heritage that we're celebrating today is the foundation. When you walk through this and you see portraits and you see monuments, you're taking steps through history and heritage for Midtown. Now, I think some of you have heard me talk about this before. And what I talk about is the spirit of our ancestors. They're here. We cannot mess this up. And as we move into the future and we evolve, because what's going to happen is things in this neighborhood are going to evolve. They're going to progress. Public housing is going to evolve and progress. While we're doing that, we're continuing to pay homage to our heritage, to our heroes, in their demonstration of excellence. So, look into my eyes. I want you to see how happy I am to be here, standing before you, celebrating excellence. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to have our Commissioner of Zone 6, Paula Reed, come up instead of the city manager. He could not be here today, so if she will come up and give greetings on his behalf, that would be wonderful. And after that, I don't have Cynthia on here, but you know, that was an error, but she slipped away. So after Paul, I'm going to have Cynthia Slater come up to say a few words. Amen.
Great morning, Daytona. Isn't it a beautiful day? Anytime you can wake up, look up, and ultimately get up, oh, it's a beautiful day. Oh yes, give the Lord some praise. If you would keep our city manager in prayer, if you know him, the Lord that is. He lost his best friend to a head-on collision, so he and his wife were at that service in, as he would say, Polk County today. So keep him in your prayers, please. If you've ever had a friend that's been closer than a brother, then you would know what it means to lose that friend on this side of glory, all right? Although he's a twin, this was their best friend. So let's keep them in our prayers. So this morning, I'm certain that he would say he's glad to be a part of our city and the history that this city shares with the world, not just our county or our state or our country, but we've got history in this city that's shared around the world. So on behalf of our city manager, Mr. Derek C. Theater, I say welcome to a program that celebrates who we were, who we are, and who we hope to be. In God's name I say amen. Cynthia, what song you got for her, Chester? You can play the same one. She's lovely.
No, I'm calling the NAACP on y'all. Good morning. I am not, let me just tell you, I am not a morning person. And I know some of you are not morning people either. But anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this celebration. I grew up on the other side of town, Midway, and we always fought with Newtown. and there was a Volusia Avenue was that dividing line between Midtown and I'm all getting off Midway and Newtown. It was always that dividing line. And so I come today to say how much I appreciate you guys. I was a physical education major and I played all the sports. And when I was young, my brothers would always push me in to play football. I'm like, I don't play no football, I'm a girl. So I understand, I wound up being a physical education major and teaching PE in junior high school at Holly Hill Junior High then. I went to Campbell Junior High. I was in 7th grade. I was the last class that was a part of the segregated Campbell Junior High. So then I had to move over to Holly Hill Junior High and wind up having to teach at Holly Hill Junior. But I'm saying all this to say this, as I was a physical education teacher at Holly Hill Junior High, I encountered a student of mine who was an albino. And I always tell this story, even I tell the story to the kids when I go talk to kids at Campbell Middle School. I taught physical education, and I had this little albino girl in my class. And every time you had to pick teams, she was always the last little girl to be picked because, albinos can't see in the daytime, and she just looked different, and she was always the last kid to be picked on the team. So one day I tricked the whole PE class, and I told them, I said, you're gonna be the captain of the team. And you're gonna pick the girl who is the captain of the volleyball team, the captain of the track team, the captain of all the girls' athletic teams at Holly Hill. And she had the first pick. And from that point, when she picked that person, and I'm gonna call Michelle Tolliver was the person that works for the city. And when that little albino girl picked her on her team, everybody wanted to be on this little girl's team because of Michelle. But it made this little albino girl feel so good about herself because she was always the last kid to be picked. And from that point, I only taught physical education for 2 years. But after that, I grew up in segregated schools, and my sisters and brothers would always take me around to help integrate Steak and Shake and Woolworth and all those places. And so from that point, after the little girl did what happened with that young lady, I changed my career to work with blind people because I saw something in this community, in this society, that didn't accept people who didn't look like them. And so I spent 39 years teaching visually impaired and blind people, blind adults, retiring after 39 years at Division of Blind Service. And I said that because you guys are athletes, you work hard, and that's part of fair play, team spirit. When you work hard and you don't, you do your best, but at the same time you try to include everyone. And so I want to take this away, have you all take this away. Treat everybody right. Just because people don't look like you, don't mean that you have to distance yourselves from them. So again, I appreciate this. I wasn't ready for this, but anyway, I'm here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. I want to bring up these programs. I hope you enjoy them. It is a keepsake. A lot of work went into them. Thank you very much. So there have pictures of all of the banners that we had on last year when we had the kickoff of our icons and the banner icons and the athletes. We're gonna have, I want to introduce you to our artists, Master Perigo and David Sanner.
Watch me! Watch me! I got it! Watch me! I got it! Hey! I got something that makes me want to shout. I got something that tells me what it's all.
I love that song. Actually, I posted on one of my posts on Facebook the same exact song. Good job, buddy.
Watch me!
Anyway, so good, right? So perfect. Well, we are so blessed right now to be here. We're honored to be able to make this happen for you. I'm a local. I lived here many years, decades, and now we travel around the country and we do this, and it was an honor and a privilege to come back and be in Daytona Beach and make something that's such a lasting, permanent. It's that prayer earlier that a guy said, he said everything's so beautiful and perfect. It's all the things that we want, It's like such a win-win situation. Like when we were painting here, so many people would stop and tell us how much they liked it. And they would say, oh, that's my cousin, that's my auntie, that's my coach. And with such pride and so much like happiness, and to be able to do what we do for a living. We do a lot of different things, but when we can make so many people happy, so many individual, when we were working on these, every face is like a family, is a whole ancestry. And I don't think I've painted anything in my life that has so much impact and that so many people, it's just, and we do a lot of cool things, but honestly, this is like a grand slam. And Saletha, she's so amazing. And my team here, the Art Army, my brother Dave and Chris, I'll let them speak for a second, but the Art Army idea is that everyone is an artist and everyone is creative, that everyone has a creator spark inside them. And so we're not just here creating this for you, but we're representing something. It's the idea that there's a creator in every single one of us, and that's what these portraits represent, is that every single one of these people had a light in the world, and you raise it up, right? You don't stand, you put mirrors around, you make it glow, you don't hide it, you don't, you just turn it up. And so we get a chance to be the people to turn it up. So aren't we so blessed to be here standing in front of you? And so I just want to say thank you all very much.
Yeah, it was nice to hear the mayor and everyone and Charles talking about ancestry and how important that is. And that's the key foundation of what we stand for, is celebrating those who lived before us. And we're the ones who are living now to take on that spark for the future generations. So it was great to be part of this project.
Hi everybody, my name is David Sanner, and this is the first time speaking in front of a crowd like this. I'm a guy who lives in the moment most of the time. I'm not thinking about the past or the future. I didn't know anybody on those paintings. I've heard of Martin Luther King, but it was an honor. But right now, what I see is truth. And I see all these beautiful people, all these beautiful families who took time out of their day to come out here to see what's going on and be part of it. God has blessed me. God has blessed you. I am so grateful to be here. My life has changed just by knowing you, knowing this area. I'm not from this planet, but I love it here. And thank you guys for being so cool to us. And I hope you protect this while we're away and leave it for future generations to enjoy. You guys are beautiful. Thank you so much for being part of this.
And thanks to Celestia. She was amazing. And here she is again. Remember, you are the artist.
And I'm super bad.
Thank you.
I gotta move. That tells me what to do.
All right, we are going to, I probably should start with this story before I bring Percy Williamson up and Donna Banks to talk about the Midtown Community Development and how they came up with the banners, Black History banners. Because of them, when we started with this project, as Mr. Woodyard talked about earlier, the early action activity, it actually started last year in February 22nd here. It was the kickoff, and we talked about the murals and what we were going to do. We had many ideas that were submitted for the early action activity. And we were down to the wire, and then our consultants contacted me and said, Selecta, they had me on the call by myself, and I'm like, oh, what's this about? They said, we have 3 days to come up with an idea for the early action activity, because out of all of the ones that we have, they will probably not pass. And so I said, okay, what am I gonna do? I went to my boss and told him the situation. Then I started meditating and thinking about what it was that we were going to do. And when I came up with an idea, I went back to my boss. He said, go for it. And so I contacted the director of Parks and Rec, Keith, and I shared the idea with him. And we all got together with others in the city, and this has really been a housing authority and the City of Daytona Beach partnership. I've never seen it so close, and I grew up in this area. And so it is truly an honor to be able to use these same icons from the banners that you will see here today as part of the mural project. And at this time, I will bring up Percy Williamson and Donna Banks.
Good morning. We're scheduled to give the acknowledgement portion of it, and by the way, Percy Williamson, chairman of the Midtown Community Development Corporation.
Point guard.
We do everything as a team, and so I'd like my team, our board of directors, to please stand. Midtown's board of directors, please. Where's Cynthia? Okay. Thank you.
So I'm here with the celebrity. I love that.
Most people want to know what it is that we actually do, Midtown. Well, we do everything Midtown. We're very centered with the core city. We basically accentuate culture, history, economics, education, literacy, and affordable housing. So you'll be hearing a lot more about what we do as opposed to seeing banners that we most graciously hang every single year. This year, we hung 12 banners, and over the 6 years that we've done this, 6 years, we've hung 90 banners, which represents 90 families from this community. I see my coach Lucas here. He didn't coach me, but I was a little tight hanging around. But one of the things that Mr. Lucas said, and I've always remembered it, Mr. Lucas said, many hands make light work. Do we understand that? Many hands make light work. So that means that you don't have to do it all yourself. And so some ideas that come to you come through other people.
Absolutely.
And so at this point in time, I don't think it would be robbery if I didn't bring forward Mr. Mario Davis. Mr. Davis is a local businessman, but he's from D-Land. Not the land, he's from D-Land. And the idea came directly from him. So I don't think it'd be robbery to give credit to what he did. He inspired us 6 years ago to reach into our history and culture and identify people who have done extraordinary things in this town.
And gave us money to do it.
Well, I was going to say that. Not only did he give us the idea, but he gave us the funding to do our very first year. Keep it brief, Mr. Mario.
Thank you all. I'm glad to be here and definitely glad to see you all here. We created the Banner Project in DeLand 8 years ago. Many people give me credit. It was not my idea. It was the idea of a woman by the name of Danny Roberts. She's a local from DeLand, and she understood the history that blacks were not allowed to walk downtown DeLand. As a result, every year we showcase 16 black individuals, African Americans, who have done tremendous work within the city of DeLand. What we've done through GULC in partnership with Midtown is to make sure that we took this program on the road. Daytona Beach was the second city to implement this program. The city of Lake Helen was third. The city of Orange City was fourth, and Deltona was fifth. To note, New Smyrna declined. However, we're going to continue to work with different cities, and I'll announce to you this year that the city of Sanford also launched their banner programs as well. We are definitely grateful for everyone who's contributed to this. It's a national project that has taken wheels, and it gives us an opportunity to highlight those individuals in our community who many people don't know. The criteria may be different for the selection process, but the people in the work remains the same in every community. So thank you all for having me here today.
Thank you, Mario. We could not have done it without you, especially the money part. And so I am the CEO of Midtown Community Development Corporation, and Percy is the chairman, and Paula, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, said, Percy, Donna, you're gonna be on this board. And I've learned so much, and I appreciate that, Miss Paula, for making me a part of it. As we look further down the road, we are going to open up the portal online for residents to be able to go online and put your person, your historic person, your grandmother, your grandfather, whoever it is that you believe made a difference in this community, to be able to be part of the 2027 Black History Banner Project. So make sure you kind of look out. I'll say it on Daytona Beach Radio on Joy 106.3. I will make sure that we have www.midtowncdc.org said over and over again, so everybody can be a part of making sure that the people that they love are a part of the banner program. And the banners are still up because we wanted them to be up for this particular program. It's just a bonus for everybody. So thank you all for being here, and congratulations to the point guard, Mr. Percy Williamson, and thank you for this wonderful occasion. You got anything else to say? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Before I bring up our commissioners, Commissioner Zone 6 Paula Reed and Commissioner Kim Brown Crawford for the House in Daytona Beach, I would like to say that we will not have the monuments, they are not here today, in the process of preparing to deliver them, 2 of them cracked. And yeah, y'all not as disappointing as I am. But unfortunately, so they will be installed next week. You will be able to come out and take pictures of the monuments. We have a bench that it will be dedicated to our athletes. And we have 4 monuments, I call them walls, with the same names of our banner icons, Black History icons, that you will see here today as you walk through. It's just the names, and it'll say 2021 icons and a list of names, so forth and so on, until we were able to get 2026. So there's a reason for a hold up sometime, because if they were here, we would not have been able to add 2026. So they are, that 2026 banner icons have been added, as well as in our program today. We were able to Perigold, they finished so quick, I say, wait a minute, you can't be done. So I was able to get them some more work, and they were able to add the additional 12 banner icons to the mural project as well. And so I hope you enjoy what you see today, but we will not be unveiling, unfortunately, we will not be unveiling those. At this time, I'm going to have our commissioners come up. They're going to read off the names of our banner icons from 2021 to 2026.
So everybody's up here telling a little history, Kim. Come on home, girl. Welcome to Newtown, y'all. Live Oak Avenue, just 1 block away, is where I was raised. I walked to this school. I was a latchkey kid, which meant when my mother went to work, I had my key around my neck. I was not to allow anyone in the house when I got there. Take off my school clothes, put on my play clothes, do my chores, do my homework, and then I could watch television. No one was allowed in my parents' home until they came home. But you didn't come in there then either. I went outside to play. Okay? A lot of these folks on the front row I know, we've got generations. Hey, Ronnie, baby, looking like your daddy. You know, Daytona is such a great place. I know so many of you out there today, and so many of these names, we know these people. We're not that old, y'all. You know, we're just born before they died. You know what I'm saying? I went to this school 1st through 3rd grade. Believe it or not, I cannot get rid of Percy Williamson. He was my crossing guard to cross Live Oak to come across the street. Where is he? A few years back, we honored everyone that worked at the school we were there. 1st through 3rd grade, I went here. Jaquita Matthews was my 1st grade teacher. She was my preacher's wife. So she saw me 6 days out of the week. So I couldn't be bad, because she knew my mama. Jaretha Hill was our athletic, or I guess we say coach. And Mrs. Edwards, who later became Mrs. Snell. I must have really liked her, because I have a picture of her. She must have been my favorite teacher back then. Look at Carmen. I remember getting my last report card from Campbell Elementary School. I still have it. And there's a rusty staple on it. And that staple said, that I had to go to Longstreet Elementary. That everything I knew, all of my teachers who cared about me, the community that loved me, people that I saw every day, it suddenly changed. And I was bused across the river. I will never, ever and neither were you. She's right behind me. 1 year, right? 2. You know you was with me, because we was in high school together. Now your sister Karen was with me, but you were there. She was at Seabreeze with me, so I'm only 1 or 2 years older. But, but I tell you, I will never, ever forget the lives that touched me, the people that prepared me, that paved the way for me as a little bitty somebody to get ready for what I had to face. We were embraced, we went there, we were ready. And I thank God for that. I thank God for each and every one of you and the families that you shared with us to make us the women we are today. You want to shoot yours now?
Thank you, Miss Reed. I'll call her Miss Reed. Oh, don't put me there. But the history and the memories that I have of this particular center, I went here in kindergarten. Do y'all remember there was like a May Day celebration? I was Miss May Day. I still have pictures of that. But when I look at our legends here, one thing that I see, although some of them did not live in PPU, it's so close, they might as well have lived in PPU. So I am honored that PPU is definitely represented here. I look at Walter McCoy. I'm a product of public housing, as we say, the projects, and I am so proud of it, because it's not where you came from, it's where you're going, okay? Walter McCoy, we shared a wall between our houses. I used to braid his hair on the front porch all the time, every big and wavy, and I was so proud. He was going to the Olympics, and I was like, I used to braid his hair. I braided his hair. So the history and all that we remember when we were bused, it's funny, Paula went to Long Street, and I was going to Tier T, and they bused us all the way to Osceola. I don't know at that time, I don't remember if I had ever really been across the river. But when I went across the river and what we saw, the houses, it made us dream. If you've never seen it, you can't dream it. So we were so, that's gonna be my house, that's my house, that's my house. Y'all know how we did it on the school bus. So I am so proud of who I am, whose I am, being the Lord, and the daughter of who I am, Miss Memorine Brown Spell. She's here this morning. Stand up, Mom. I never do anything without recognizing my mom, because I am nothing without her. Miss Marie, you're right. Percy, PPU, we live 2 houses across the street from each other. So I am honored and I am proud to serve as the chair for the Daytona Beach Housing Authority. When I was a little girl, I believe it was Carl Brinkley. You know, he was the Housing Authority Director at that time. And I'm telling you, our new Housing Authority Director is certainly filling the shoes and doing a good job. So I want to thank Charles Woodyard. So as we read the names off, if you have family members of these icons, please stand if you can. I feel like I'm family to so many of these people. I'll just raise my hand because I could be standing up all the time. So I'm going to let Paula start with 2021, 2022, and 2023.
Kim neglected to tell you that it was Percy that named PPU. He said that living in the projects was an education. Okay, university, yes. Oh, PPU. Tell me.
Palmetto Project University. Okay.
Woo! Now they may have sent me to Longstreet, but I also went to Lenox and finally ended up in Riverview. But that's before it was the kids that, And then let me share one more nugget. Just about everybody on this front row, these athletes that we're recognizing, where did they go to high school?
Seabreeze.
Come on now. Hey! Show you right. Oh, I know your little butt pride never dies. Neither does that sand crab. Let me just say this. All hail the school on the ocean blue. We praise our alma mater, because from wind and wave, her name she gave. All hear us when we say, sea breeze. Yes, ma'am. Now, either you went there, you worked there, or you know somebody there. Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. That can be everybody. Did you go there? Did you work there? All right. Mary Evelyn Bonner. All right. Smith. Minnie Wiggins Campbell. Rosemary Bryan. Okay. Charles W. Cherry Sr. Samuel James Rip Collins Jr. Where's that? Okay, you in Quincy. Oh, his mother-in-law turned 107. Dr. Evelyn Stocking Crosland. James E. Huger Sr., my predecessor in my seat. Keturah Thompson Jackson. Y'all know about Wimpy's? Come on, Miss Kitty. All y'all went there. If you're older than 40. Y'all know about that fried chicken in those fish boxes? And that sauce? Ooh, them hush puppies. Dip them in that sauce. Ooh, child. Crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. Okay. Merrill Charles Lloyd, our electrician. Yeah. Dr. Richard B. Moore Sr., president of the great Bethune-Cookman University. Jackie Robinson, Roosevelt Robinson. Jackie, okay. Yvonne Scarlett Golden, our first African-American female mayor. Come on, y'all. La Rosa Smith. Herbert Thompson. Yes, the Mania family. Howard Thurman, our international theologian. Those were the icons for 2021. I move on to 2022. Dr. Cleo S. Higgins, National President of Sigma Gamma Rho. John H. Huger Jr., a senior. Oh, John H. Dickerson Sr., I can't read, it's my last name. George Thayer. Y'all know y'all been to George's place. In the bottom. Dr. Oswald Perry Brunson, another president of the great Bethune-Cookman University. Theodore Roosevelt Chief Faircloth. Yes. Our gymnasium at the Cherry Center is named after him. That is, thank you, S. Gooden. John Tolliver. Oh, this was my first doctor. That's who delivered, he might have delivered me. Dr. Charles M. Hendricks. Yes, Dr. Hendricks on Mary McLeod Bethune Boulevard. He said that needle wasn't gonna hurt. He lied. Creamy. Edward H. Creamy Hayes Jr., another one of my predecessors on the bench. Dr. Raby J. Thomas Jr. Come on. He helped put some of your family members to rest. Dr. Gaines. Yeah, okay. George W. Ingram Sr. We got a road named after him. Oh, we just lost her at 101. Senorita Locklear, Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune's secretary. Reverend Rudolph, really? Gonzalez? Bunky Matthews, my preacher. Now this man was the head football coach for Bethune-Cookman. So he was cussing on Saturday night at the football players and preaching to us at Mount Bethel Baptist Institutional Church on Sunday morning. Am I right about it, Mother Watson? Yes. Turn T. Small. We named an elementary school after her. Joseph Harris. Joe Harris Park, that's right. Harlem Park. Yeah, but we need to know the real name. Harlem Park is Joe Harris Park. Dufferin Harris. All right. And now for the list for 2023. Reverend Carl F. Brinkley. Some of y'all bought Mary Kay from Reverend Brinkley. Julia May, okay, Senator Cassandra. Troutman Cherry, yes, yes. We've named the Cherry Center after her and her husband. James F. Daniels, Mr. Daniels, y'all remember Mr. Daniels? Atlanta Life. Vernon L. Echoes. Okay, Jenny Mae Fudge. Y'all know Miss Fudge used to clean these streets. She believed in her city being looking good. Rode that bicycle. James Jeffrin Green. Josie Queen James. All right, got some yays. Earl C. McCrary II, number one. Come on, number one. Now this man caught the first touchdown when we beat FAMU. Jack Cy McLaren. Hey! Fannie H. Counts McNorton. That's their mama. Andrew J. Moore Sr., another one of my predecessors. In fact, this is the first city commissioner I knew because he was in my church. Yes, Mrs. Moore. Cardi Moulton Sr. Ralph A. Singleton Sr. Remember the cleaners? Come on now, on the cleaners we had. Oh, one of my favorite icons in our city, Daisy Hardy Stocking. We have Daisy Stocking Park. Yes. She came here to help Dr. Miriam McLeod Bethune. She was a nurse, and her contributions, the city named a park after her. Robert K. Wright, that's Mount Bethel right there. He was a tailor. And lastly, another one of our city commissioners, Rufus Buddy Young Jr. That concludes my list of 2021 through 2023.
2024 icons. Dr. Norward Biggins. Biggins and me. Emma Brinkley. Edwin Ed Charles. Reverend Charles. Next, my buddy, Charles W. Chuck Cherry II. Gone too soon. Whew. Dr. Neil O. Crosland. Lucius Henry Davis. Horace E. Hill, Esquire. Harold V. Lucas Sr. That's a living legend. 93. Amen. Freddie Clay Moore, my English teacher. I hope she's not disappointed. And the commissioner. William D. Prince, Ralph Robinson, Samuel O. Rogers, Nettie Ryan, Peggy H. Wesley, Janice Marie Wilson, gone too soon, Judge Frederick J. Worthen. Those are the icons for 2024. 2025. We have a building named after this one. Mikhail Antonio Brown Sr. It was our cafeteria when we went to school here. So, Harry Burney III, the legend himself. Dr. Samuel Butts Seniors. We got a lot of the Butts family here. Aletha Beatrice Cato Lucas. Oli Eckenberg Collins, did I get that right? Ollie, Ollie. Patricia Hamilton Hurd. And y'all know if Pat was alive, she would be all over this program. Sarah Mother Hunt. Larry Ruth James Hyde. Charles Wesley Moore, another coach at Bethune-Cookman and a son of the past president, Richard Moore. Reverend George Wesley Rainey III. Eldridge Van Jeter. Dr. Rebecca Walker Steele. The concert chorale will never, ever forget that legend right there. She is the Bethune. When they talk about the Bethune-Cookman Gospel Chorale, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Concert chorale. 2025 icons. 2026 icons. Reverend Bobby L. Bradley Jr. Wynota Agatha Mason Brown. Henry T. Jack Christian. Joel Van Fierce. Pharisee Bennett Fryer, a dedicated member of the NAACP. Faris, that's right. Faris, that's right. Willie Mae Huggins. Joseph W. Hatchett, Esquire. Bessie Murphy Marshall. Miss Fifi's sister. Louise Mutty McGill. I think everybody remember Mutty. We can pause. Louise Mutty McGill. Yes, we see you. We see you. That's her sister? Okay. 92 years old, a living legend. One left. Robert Pops Lee Popwell. Levi Lee Sims Sr. Loretta Osgood Wright. And the last name that I will call, I think this lady has had something to do with our beauty for years. Right over there in that first pink building, right there. And we lost her almost a little over a year ago. Ophelia Fifi Marion Robinson. She gave me my first perm. So we come before you and we're standing before you. We're proud of the history. I am proud to be just a part of this community and I'm so happy that I grew up in the projects, because I don't know if I would be who I am without that particular history. At that time, we didn't have to worry about a village to raise all the kids, because they raised us. Miss Bars, Miss McCoy, my mom, Percy Williams' mom, Rosalie Woods. There was just some things you didn't do because they had permission. Y'all know what they had permission to do. We didn't even know the police number, so you weren't even gonna even try that. And I wouldn't be here if I had called the police. So I want to thank you all for showing up. This is such an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
Closing, I just want to say, since 2012, I've had the privilege of serving as your city commissioner. And there are several names on both of our lists of predecessors who led the way for me, whose shoulders I stand on. And I don't take this position lightly. I often tell people just a little bit of my story is that my mother was a maid at the Americana Beach Lodge. And she expected more and greater things of me. And she told me that. My mother may have cleaned this city with a mop, but I cleaned this city with a gavel. And I thank God. I think she's pleased. To God be the glory.
Thank you. Is everybody enjoying today? Thank you. We are coming to a part in the program where we get to acknowledge and honor our athletes. Where's Keith? Come on over. He's gonna read off the name and call them up. So when we were here last year, in February, you saw your big boards and everybody was trying to sneak out of the building with them and you couldn't. So I came up with an idea. You don't have the big boards, but we did take those same boards and made plaques out of them for you so that you could take home and share with your families.
The first name I will call is Reverend Bobby L. Bradley, Jr.
Paved the Way 2026.
Bishop Dr. George E. Butts. He's quiet now, but you never see him on the court.
Who knows where?
Kenny Flowers.
I am strong enough to carry him.
Dr. Earl Johnson.
He ain't heavy.
Walter McCoy.
His welfare is my concern. No burden is he.
Bruce McNorton. Where's his brother?
For I know he will not encumber me. He ain't heavy.
Anton T.T. Tolliver.
If I'm laden at all, I'm laden with sadness that
Rodney Williams. This used to be my boss.
is not filled with gladness of love for one another.
Ronnie Williams.
Thank you, Lord. Said it's alone. I said it's a long, hey, it's a long, hard road from which there is no return.
Percy Williamson. My former boss.
While we're on our way to that, why not share? And
icons come up with the board members to take a picture in the mirror. Guess we'll put a man in the book in here.
Doesn't weigh me down at all.
The Housing Authority board, please. Mr. Woodyard.
The road is long, with many a winding turn. That leads us to who knows where. Who knows where? But I am strong. Always so tired of you. Enough to carry him. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. So on we go. His welfare is my concern. No burden is he to bear. We'll get there. For I know he will not encumber me. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. If I'm laden at all, I'm laden with sadness that everyone's home.
I've got more programming. If we could take our seats, we're going to finish up the program. Thank you. If you could take your seats, we're going to finish up the program and we could take more photos after. And Paula Reed, if you want to introduce.
We'd like to recognize a previous city commissioner who's with us today, Bernard Smith. We said his mother's name earlier. Bernard, stand up and wave at the people. Yes, some of y'all had your finances done and your retirements done through Bernard. We're glad to see you. Welcome home. And then Commissioner Paris wanted me to also remind you all that Daytona Beach is celebrating its 150th anniversary, our sesquicentennial. Thank you, Paisley. And just go to, where is Paris? DB150 is our website. Everything we're doing is around that. There's going to be a great and grand celebration coming up in June, July. So look forward to that.
Thank you. Before I call Mr. Woodyard up to say the closing remarks, I have a poem that I would like to read to you today.
Hey, you know, everybody's talking about the good old days, right? good old days, good old days. Well, let's talk about the good old days. Come to think of it, as bad as we think they are, these will become the good old days for our children. But why don't we try to remember that kind of September when life was slow and oh so mellow. Try to remember. And if you remember, then follow. Oh, why does it seem that the past is always better? We look back and we think the winters were warmer, the grass was greener, the skies were bluer, and smiles were bright. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? And if we had the chance to do it all,
I can have a moment of your time. Come walk with me. Journey with me on the path of history. Clutch your purses, strap up your boots. Come walk with me. Not just with your feet, but with your mind, your memory, your imagination. Come on, keep a steady beat. Walk the path of the many faces that led the way. Unforgettable history that lay before us day after day. Can you see it? Come see what I see. A world parallel to what could be, what should be, what must be, and what one day will be. Oh, you see it. This is the path that leads to possibilities, laid out for all creation to see. Come, walk with me. On this journey path of history, subtle sound of leaves that can be detected by the smallest traction. Oh, what's your reaction? Come, hear what I hear. Can you hear it? The steady rhythm of that old little engine that could, whispering in hope into motion. I think I can, I think I can. Our historic icons didn't just think they could, they believed it. And because they believed it, they heard it, they did it. Our very own athletic icons, you know them, the ones that paved the way. Reverend Bobby L. Bradley Jr., Bishop Dr. George Butts, Kenny Flowers, Walter McCoy, Bruce McNorton, Dr. Earl Johnson, Antoine T.T. Tolliver, Rodney Williams, Ronnie Williams, and most certainly last in roll call, but never last in honor, Percy L. Williamson Sr. Heard it, believed it, and did it. Come, walk with me. There's an aroma in the air that mimics sweet potato pie. Can you smell it? Come smell what I smell. The unmistakable scent of history being made, sacrifice, faith, hope, service, love, footstep refuse to fade. Come, walk with me. Clutch your purses tighter. Strap up your boots higher. The journey is like honey sweet to the soul. Can you taste it? Come taste what I taste. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Leaders, trailblazers, champions, legends, pioneers, icons that paved the way. The path that once led by the icons, you can one day lead. Oh, come on now. You see it. You hear it. You smell it. You taste it. Just feel it and believe it with every step you take today. Come walk with me. The path has already been paved.
Well, Daytona Beach, we're almost there. And I'm going to close with some heartfelt remarks for our city and our country. When I was sitting there and I heard Commissioner Reed become emotional over her experience with desegregation and busing, I thought about a couple of things that had happened in our nation's history recently. After Charlie Kirk was assassinated, I just happened to be having a retreat with my leadership team. And I got up before that group and I said, America, in order to heal, has to be honest with itself. We can't sugarcoat, we can't hide, we can't put what's happened in this country into a box and forget about it. And thinking about Commissioner Reed becoming emotional, I remember a time that I got emotional in front of my board. And I was so worried about it afterward. But as the months and years go by, I understood what happened to me that day when I was telling my board the story. I'd run across an article about an abandoned slave cemetery. I think it was in Virginia. And I think it just happened to be Father's Day or something, and I was talking about my son, and I was talking about fatherhood. And then I pivoted to this story about this slave cemetery. Now this is what happened in that cemetery. During, I think, the 50s or 60s, maybe the 40s, that grave, the bodies, the skeletons, the remains of those slaves were dug up. And the bones were crushed to make road fill for a highway that was coming through that neighborhood. Just like Commissioner Reed, I was moved to tears thinking about the inhumanity of that situation. America has to be honest with herself. You gotta be honest with why Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Honest with what's going on in our nation right now. But what's going on right here in Newtown / Midtown is a celebration of unity. And there's not a difference between unity and diversity. The two things are not mutually exclusive. Look at a basketball team or a football team. There's a lot of diversity on a team, but there's a lot of unity on that team. What we're demonstrating today is a celebration, like the mayor and I were talking about, history, heritage, and love. And once again, look into my face, the small role I play with this organization, and see how happy I am and how proud I am when I look around and see this turnout in all of your faces. It means the world to me and my co-workers and my board members and all the commissioners here. Thank you so much.
Keith, can you come up, please? I was told to tell you all that I wrote that poem. I wanted something special for you today. We became close in working. This has been a long journey, this early action activity, and I could not have done it without Keith the city and housing authority working together for this day. For you all, we hope and truly hope that you appreciate the murals of your loved ones. Over here, you will find the murals of the banner icons 2021 through 2026. And to our far right, you will find our athletes, and it's starting there at the Butts Church. And it says, this is where it starts. And there are pavers that go along the way, and then you will see the pictures and murals of our athletes. We do hope you enjoy today. There is refreshments. Keith, you have anything you would like to say? And then I want to also bring our commissioner back up because she's been, kind of make sure I'm staying this. She know I was sick this week. All of a sudden, we're up on this time for this to happen, and I end up with laryngitis, and but I'm able to be here today. And I want to thank Donna. I went to her Fresh Book Festival, and you started me writing again, so thank you.
Just a couple of things as I was sitting, I want to say. We talk about our history, and then there is no history without Black history. But we cannot allow them to take it away or tell it. We need to tell it. We need to tell our children from generation to generation. If you have grandchildren here, bring them out here so they can see the history of Daytona. We have some great, rich history in our own community. And if we don't tell it or share it, we certainly cannot expect them to do it. I want to thank Seletha. Didn't she do a wonderful job? I mean, she has worked hard, the staff of the Housing Authority of Daytona Beach, Mr. Woodyard. I think about when I first joined this board, and I won't be long, but I was just sitting there thinking, I don't know if this would have happened without him being here. I really don't know. Because it wasn't a part of the plan. We talked about the Choice Neighborhood Grant, but I just don't know. So I want to thank you. God always is in control and has the right people in the right place at the right time. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank everybody for coming. Please do not let all this hard work, these artists, bring out your family member. People will say, I didn't know this was going on. And maybe they didn't, but you're here, so spread the history of Daytona Beach. And I'm so proud to be a part of this, a part of public housing. I'm honored. I'm just so honored. So thank you all for coming. We love you all. And this is the beginning of some great things for the Housing Authority of Daytona Beach. I'm going to tell you guys, in the next 5 to 8 years, you will not recognize PPU and some of our other, we got great things. If you have not seen the murals, the pictures, we're gonna make sure it goes out. And I'm so proud to be a part of public housing and the chair of the Daytona Beach Housing as a part of, I grew up in the project, so I am honored to serve to make sure that the lives are better for generations and generations who have to live. Because we didn't know we were poor. That's just where Black folks live. We lived in the project, so we were honored. We had the best yard contest. Mary Bars won every year. So, but anyway, thank you all.
We want to just thank the City of Daytona Beach today, Housing Authority, EJP Consulting Group, Midtown Community Development, One Voice for Volusia, Bethune-Cookman University, Terra T. Small Elementary, Campbell Middle School, Midtown Community Residents, C-Style Entertainment, Chester McNorton, Daytona Memorial Park, the artist Master Perigo, and David Sanner and Chris, family and friends. Want to walk fast, walk alone. Want to walk far, walk together.
Thank you, everybody. This concludes the program.